So I can't believe it's been 20 years since Linkin Park released Hybrid Theory. This is one of the greatest albums of all time, and they dropped the 20th anniversary edition, which I love that they did this. It's such a great way to celebrate one of the greatest rock albums of all time, and it's pretty amazing to think that this album is like 20 years old. It's pretty much as old as I am, and it's still great. Like every time I listen to these songs in my playlists or just like during my day to day, it really brings a lot of amazing memories. I feel like this is an album that is just completely intergenerational. So, it was great in 2000, it was great in 2005, 2010, 2015, and pretty much great today too. And it will be great for, years and decades to come. So I grew up in Linkin Park, since elementary, middle school. It was like one of my favorite bands, and it's pretty much my favorite band of all time to even today. And I knew I had to review this album because it's pretty much a compilation of a lot of songs we've listened to before, and also some never before seen tracks that kind of have their origins in the beginning of the band. So I'm gonna go through each section of this album because they're over 80 tracks. Like there's 80 different tracks in the whole boxed set 20th anniversary edition. So it's going to be really hard to go through each one. So I'm kind of just going to like go review the overall section of the album because it's kind of divided into 6 sections. And it's like the original 12 songs, the Hybrid Theory album we all know and love, the Reimagination album, which is kind of like remixes from those tracks. And then there's like the Hybrid Theory EP, which it was before Hybrid Theory. And the fourth one is kind of like some rare songs, like some unreleased demos. And yeah, like some like songs that are kind of like feel like work in progress. And then the Zero demo. So it was like the band before they were Linkin Park, they were Zero, and they obviously worked on songs before. So I'm gonna go and review each one, like not each one, but like the overall section, and come up with my conclusions of the album. Hybrid Theory. It's such a great album, and even like this is like probably like my 50th or 100th listen of the whole album, and it still slaps. I mean, the album is just eternal. It's timeless. The original 12 songs, they're never gonna age. They're always gonna be in my heart, and they're gonna be in the heart of future generations for years to come. And even after so many years, like it's almost been like 10 years since I first started listening to Linkin Park. And I still love these songs. Like these songs are still a part of me, especially in the end. A place for my head. These are all songs that I love so much. And I listening to them again made me like brought back so many memories. And I honestly like there's no other way to describe them but great. And I'm pretty sure these are like the songs everybody has listened to. For entry-level Linkin Park fans, you all know the songs, Crawling is also a really popular one. And, well, yeah, there's pretty much not much else to say. It's just remembering so many great memories, so many great moments listening to Linkin Park. And, yeah, that's the original album that introduces us to the special edition. And it was a blast enjoying these songs again.
One thing, I don't know why, it doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind, I designed this rhyme when I was obsessed with time. All I know.
So the next section of the album is pretty much track for track the whole Reanimation album from like 2001 or 2002. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really listen to this album until like a couple years back, but I really loved it. I thought it was a great. I think it's a great way to remix the original songs. I don't really consider it part of the Linkin Park discography. I feel like it's more of a kind of like a spin-off album, but it's still great to listen to these songs. Obviously not as great as Hybrid Theory, like the original 12, but I still enjoy them. I think it's a good album, to listen to, probably to remix in with other songs. I feel like Reanimation is, I think it's a good album. But yeah, like that's pretty much 20 songs, so it's 20 and like next to the other 12. And I listened to them all like again in order to prepare for this review. Like I listened to the whole Hybrid Theory, then Reanimation. And yeah, so after that we got the Hybrid Theory EP. Like that's something that I actually never heard before until this album was released.
Face me, I never know just why you run so far away from me.
So the Hybrid Theory EP has some songs that are kind of like in Hybrid Theory, but different. It's weird because like for example, well, High Voltage was in, I think, a special edition of Hybrid Theory, so I've listened to that one before. It's a great song, High Voltage, Step Up too. But the other ones are kind of like were kind of new, but also have like some of the same features from Hybrid Theory. And I think they're great songs. Like it was weird listening to them. I think this EP was like before they released the Hybrid Theory, so it's kind of like giving a taste for what Linkin Park would eventually become. And overall, the Hybrid Theory EP was great. A great addition to the album. And before I go on, I gotta say, like it's great to have all these songs now on Spotify because I feel like it's great for historic preserving. Because Linkin Park has a lot of history, a lot of things we don't know about them, as I'll talk a little bit in the next few minutes.
I tried it so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
So the fifth section of the 20th anniversary Hybrid Theory album it's a mix of some demo songs and also some live songs. And I think it's great. I think it's great to have just live songs in general and deluxe albums, or in this case, mega box set of, one of the greatest albums of all time. So you gotta have all those, kind of reimaginations, renditions of songs we all know and love. But this section has some songs that are, like all the demos are pretty much, like when you listen to them, you pretty much know that they were like the precursors of the songs we love from the original Hybrid Theory. And it's just great to listen to them because you can kind of feel like the ideas that were brewing in there and will eventually become songs. The next section is one that's called the LPU Rarities. So all of these songs are kind of like the same. They're just more demos, it's kind of like discarded ideas, I would say. Some of the songs, for example, there's one called Coal that is pretty much like kind of like noise and beats. It's just kind of like experimenting. It's experimental music that either became part of a song from Linkin Park or didn't become part of a song. And that's something I relate to. Like sometimes you get ideas that don't really flow that well, so you kind of discard them. But in this case, it was nice to listen to them because you can kind of get a feel of what Linkin Park was trying to do, like the sound they were trying to achieve. Like it must have been really scary to, kind of like sit there experimenting in the studio, like in the garage, and come up with ideas that they were like, well, it sounds good, but I don't know how people will receive these. So it was fun to listen to all the demos. Some of them are bad. Like I understand why they discarded them, but for Linkin Park's history, it's great to listen to them. It's great that they're available to the fans in order to analyze like right now and listen to them.
No matter what you think you did wrong, man knows that everybody knows. She knew she had to go all along.
And the final section of the LP is another package of demos, and it has some songs that I'd never listened to before, like She Couldn't. So She Couldn't was actually released before the album was released. It was like a couple months ago actually. And it was okay. Like it was a good Linkin Park song. You can kind of feel that it belongs in the Hybrid Theory album. But at the same time, I'm happy they discarded it because it feels like if it was like back in 2000, if you listened to She Couldn't with the album, it wouldn't have flowed as well. And I'm glad like some of these ideas were discarded. Like that's all I'm trying to say is like Linkin Park is a great band, but I learned that behind every great band, every great artist is a whole lot of crappy ideas. Like if you start creating your own sound, you'll probably go through a lot of ideas that you'll be like, yeah, no, it sounds like crap. Or even other people will think they're crap. And some of those songs eventually get released. So like if you feel discouraged as an artist, just remember it's not the end of the world. You can always improve. But yeah, so these are demos from the Xero era. So Xero, for many people who don't know, Linkin Park was not always Linkin Park. There was a time where Linkin Park was Xero, was known as like Xero the band, and they later changed to Linkin Park, like after changing some of the band members and going through a lot of like a lot of things that changed their sound, their image and identity. But I'm glad they turned out like the way they did today. But yeah, that's pretty much all of the songs. So there are 80 in total, 80 total tracks. And, some of them were interesting to listen to. And it kind of made me understand what happened that made Linkin Park, Linkin Park. In conclusion, the Hybrid Theory 20th Anniversary Edition is a great compilation. It's a great album that really lets you experiment the story of Linkin Park, like at first sight, like the first sounds before they became what they are today. And I'm glad it was released. I would have loved to get the box set, but it was too expensive. Maybe sometime in the future. But anyways, like I really enjoyed it. I think it's a great trip down memory lane, down to my elementary, middle school years, high school. And yeah, overall, I love Linkin Park, and I love that this project got put forward. And as a final score, I'm going to give it 88 out of 100. This album, Hybrid Theory, is great. It's one of my favorites of all time. And even after 20 years, it still keeps on giving. Like I still listen to it in different ways and form new memories with each song. So it was groundbreaking back then, and Linkin Park was groundbreaking and will be groundbreaking forever. And yeah. Well, that's all for today. Listen to Linkin Park. They're a great band, my favorite band of all time. So, yeah, if you like this video, if you like some of the songs you listened to today, go give it a listen and keep supporting the channel. Like I'm going to be uploading more stuff soon. So, thank you for all, and I'll see you next time.